The mosaic on the front of the altar of St. Joseph is simply a lily. You will see that St. Joseph also has a stalk of lilies in his hand. It is the lily that is a symbol of purity and reminds us of the purity and the chastity of St. Joseph, the husband of Mary, the Blessed Mother, and the foster father of Jesus Christ himself. So St. Joseph there on the right, the high altar in the middle, and the altar dedicated to the Blessed Mother on the left-hand side. That altar of the Blessed Mother, her foot is on the head of a serpent, and in the serpent's mouth is a piece of fruit. It looks like an apple, but mainly we don't know if it was an apple. We know from Genesis that it was a piece of fruit. That heel of the Blessed Mother on that serpent's neck is a reminder that even in the devastation at the Garden of Eden, where Adam and Eve had completely disobeyed God and turned their backs on God himself, and God came down and cast them out of the Garden of Paradise forever, yet there was a moment of hope. And God promised that one day, in spite of their original sin, in spite of their sloth and their pride, that God himself would send a Redeemer, a Savior, and that Savior would come into the world through a woman. And that as a woman and a man had turned their backs on God and lost it all, that God would send a Savior, and that Savior would come through a human woman. That is why Mary has her foot on the head of the serpent, because the evil, according to Genesis, the evil came into the world through the temptation of what those people thought, and maybe we think too, that serpents are pretty slithery and sneaky and evil. That sin would come into the world through that serpent, and sin would go out of the world through that woman who turns out to be Mary, the mother of Jesus.